Today I am going to be working on cutting out the Sydney Graham's Lane pants pattern, but I am following her tutorial into making it into a pair of shorts. So I have to utilize the pattern pieces I already have and utilize some just construction paper that my daughters have to transfer these into a shorts pattern. And then I'm going to cut it out of a thrifted bed set and see how it goes, because for my first ever sewn clothing item I didn't want to put too much stress on myself, so we're using some thrifted fabric and see how it goes. I know her pants pattern has pockets, but for this first attempt at shorts I think I'm going to not do pockets just because I've never made a piece of clothing in my life, and adding pockets seems like something that might be more complicated than I want it to be right now. So I am going to wait on pockets until I've tested this out first. So then I just need to resize the front and back leg pieces and mirror them. So then I just need to cut out the front and back pieces in a shorts length and go from there. I'm going to follow the length instructions she has, even though she is taller than me by quite a few inches, and I can always change it later. I can always make it shorter, but I feel like I obviously can't make it longer. So I'm just going to go with her recommendations first, see if I like it, and then shorten it if need be. I am utilizing Sydney Graham's Lane Shorts tutorial that she has on her channel, where she turns the lane pants into lane shorts, to kind of determine how short I should make these. Granted, she is taller than me, but I just kind of followed her instructions to see where I could go from there. Now that I have the short back and the short fronts cut out, along with the waistband from the pants I already cut out, we can now move on to cutting out the fabric. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow though. I've kind of run out of time for today during my lunch break, so I will come back to this tomorrow when I have a day off. I cut out the patterns yesterday, so we are ready to go with that. And I've already thrifted this blue bed sheet, and we're gonna go from there. Definitely wanted to use thrifted material just because I have no idea what I'm doing. So if it goes wrong, I've only wasted a few dollars and I can always try again. But I am hoping it goes better than I think. We are going to see, and we are going to start by cutting out the pattern. So we'll start there. I'm going to start by laying this out. I know you're probably supposed to iron it, but that is just not something I want to do. And these are going to be pajama shorts. So if they are not perfectly unwrinkled, I will live with that. Okay. I want to waste as little fabric as possible. I gotta keep in mind where my cutting board is on this table. And I was supposed to get weights, but I will probably not do that right now. Probably the least amount of fabric waste I can get away with is right here. We have a pair of scissors. Wonderful. We have a roll of tape, also works. We have a ball of yarn. And another ball of yarn. Okay, I think this will work for now. Now at least keep it in its space for me to use the rotary cutter. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. My first cut, guys. Okay, gotta do it. I'm so bad at this. Do I do it this way or like the other way? Whenever I see people doing this online, it looks so smooth. It's gonna be a little bit off because I'm not perfect at this. How do you not cut the pattern piece every time? I don't understand. Everybody else says it's so smooth, and I'm just over here like making the choppiest cuts ever. Let's see where I missed. Okay. There we go. One whole piece cut! Yay! We did it. Oh no, okay. One piece. This is the front piece. Gotta remember that. Okay, now I have to mirror it and cut it this way. So I'm gonna move all of this fabric this way. So trying to waste the least amount of fabric possible. My piece is all cut up from me being a terrible cutter. These are all sliced up for me, being a bad cutter. Second piece is cut out, yay! All right, we got the two front pieces done. On to the two back pieces. One back piece is done. Yay. Now we're gonna mirror it. I am cutting this fabric all up for this pattern piece. Probably not a good practice to do. All we have left is the waistband. Now that I've finished cutting everything out, I now have to figure out how to piece them together. So I am going to watch a few more tutorials and probably go upstairs to cut out and sew anything else that I need to do because there's no plug down here. So I'm gonna have to move upstairs to do the rest. See you in a sec.
So I know I said I wasn't going to make pockets, but then I randomly thought that I needed to make pockets in order to make this pattern work. So then I made pockets, but they were terribly undersized, and I sewed them on completely wrong. So at the beginning you'll see me sewing a pocket bag and then it gets ripped out later on. So don't worry about the pockets whatsoever. I then had to watch the tutorial a million times to make sure I was sewing these pieces together correctly. I still did them a little bit incorrectly, but it is what it is, and here we are.
After lots and lots of mistakes, I have the framing of some shorts. They're looking a little big for some PJ shorts, but I think they will do. We are going to add the waistband in and then do the hem. I made one pocket, did it wrong, cut it out, and now we have no pockets. So just where I thought I was going to be at the beginning. So pockets were a little bit outside of my skill set for right now. So I am going to cut the waistband elastic, thread that through, sew up the hole. I think we're doing an overstitch on the elastic and then doing the hem. Find my hole. That should be at the back. There we go. Everybody always makes this look so easy, and I am already struggling. Just do the most basic part of this whole thing. So I finished the boxer shorts. They do look like old man boxer shorts with this pattern, but I made my first pair of clothing and I'm happy that I tried it out. These were my tester shorts. I made a million mistakes, which is fine, and I will be wearing these as PJ shorts. So I've already heard some seams squeaking, so I'm a little nervous about that, but overall, I made myself a piece of clothing for the first time, and I am genuinely excited to see how many more I can make. I definitely want to try this pattern again. I made a lot of mistakes. I need to watch the tutorials like 7 more times before maybe trying again, but I made a pair of shorts. Like, what? That is pretty cool. I might start with altering things more because I can do straight stitches pretty easily. Other things, not so much. I would like a serger. I think that would make my life a million times easier with all these raw edges. All of my raw edges are left raw on these shorts because I was like, I'm not going to figure out the zigzag stitch right now. And I tried one and I was done after that. But overall, pretty happy.